Hello. Today we're just gonna get a project done and make a song that sounds like it's from the 1950s. So, how do we do that? Well, there are many logical starting points, and we'll use the logicalist of them with the classic doo-wop chord progression. What's that? This 1 minor 6 4 5. So when you play this progression, it sounds like this. So, for the sake of ease, I'm going to have our song be in C, giving us the chords C, A minor, F, and G. So, I'm going to set a song up in Logic. Why Logic? Well, I've used Pro Tools and it's a pain. And for our chords, I'm going to start off with a piano. That'll be great to get that doo-wop progression in there. And just build it out with a good 50s-y rhythm. So I went with dun 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 of C, A minor, F, and G. Let's see how it sounds. And that sounds right. And that is great for the harmony. I'm going to add in some stuff with the left hand and get some bass notes in the piano part. I don't want the piano to have too much going on. I really just want it to drive those chords. So I'm really just having the bass play on those main beats. I don't want it to take up too much space, just something to give it a little bit more drive. And then a bit of arpeggiation in the last ones. Let's see how this sounds. Alright, that all seems pretty reasonable. I think it's time to add our next instrument. And next we will be adding a bass part. I don't want to have the bass be too active. Usually bass parts were pretty simple in 50s songs, although there are some examples of pretty wild bass parts. Although in this one I'll just keep it simple and supportive and let fun 50s vocals lead. I think that is good. It's pretty simple and supportive, but does have a couple of fun moments of noodling. Let's call that one good. And now we need to give it a drum part. For this, I want to have the low tom driving the beat, and having it follow that same general rhythm that the piano's doing. I'm going to have the kick and the snare together to really put emphasis on certain beats. Giving it boom 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 boom. Yes, much like that. But I don't think that's quite enough energy, so I'm going to try giving it a bit higher tempo. I'll try it at 150 first. Which is a bit too much, so something in the middle. I think 140 is worth trying. And that is it. So now I'm going to build it out into an actual song structure. I'll have that section repeat a few times, and then put an intro in. Now I'm not going to do anything too wacky with the intro. Pretty much just the same thing that is going on in that progression, just with a build-up into the song. What I'm thinking is just have that first chord be hit suddenly, then the 6, and then start building up in the 4 and the 5 into the main song. 1, minor 6. Then the whole band starts building up, drums rolling on that low tom. 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, then we go. Now I want to build another section, so it isn't just this same 4-chord progression looping over and over and over. Now I'm not quite sure what to do, so I'm just going to start putting in chords and seeing what sounds right. Alright, so this has been a process of pure noodling, but I think I have something that could work. Since it's a 50s song, I tried not to do anything too wacky with key changes and modes. There is one chord that goes outside of the key, but generally I tried to keep it all pretty straightforward. And now I just need to add a supporting part for the bass. Maybe it has a little bit of noodle, gives it a little bit of extra energy, but most of the time just hanging out on the root. Alright, just giving it a little bit of something to drive it, we get this. And that all sounds pretty reasonable to me. Now I have to change the rhythm a little bit for this, and I'm pretty much just going to have it follow the piano, and it's going to use side stick. Alright, we have our section. Now the next thing I'm going to add is a guitar. I'm not going to have it do any lead lines or anything. I'm just going to add an acoustic guitar to have some strumming pattern and a little bit of extra texture in the song. Really, all I'm having it do is the same thing that the piano is doing, just adding a couple extra strums in there, and then I'm going to have a little bit of arpeggiation toward the end, just so each time we go around the progression, there's a little style. Alright, we have the guitar now. It's just the piano, but with a little bit more strumming and noodling. Alright, next I'm going to repeat these parts and build it into a full song structure. Alright, now that we have a full song structure, I need to add an end. And I'm going to keep it simple and archetypal 50s. Just add a 1 chord right at the end. A big strong 5, 1. Great, now after that last G, I have a big C chord, and I'm going to have the drums do a cymbal crash while the other instruments play the chord. Alright, so that's our whole band except the vocal part. So I'm going to add a track in for that. I'm going to set it up with a good amount of reverb because I am going to make this as much of a 1950s archetype as it can be. So I'm going to do a sort of Elvis-y Roy Orbison voice. And next we'll have to answer the big question, what is this song about? Well, it's the 50s, so cars. What are some other good 50s tropes? Oh yeah, I'm gonna be the 50s-ist rock icon there ever was. Now I just need to turn them into lyrics. I turn them into lyrics. It's, it's an amalgamation of pretty much what all of the 50s songs were. Now I just have to record myself singing them as a sort of Elvis, Roy Orbison sort of thing. Alright.
I'm so sad, I'm so alone. Aloneness, girl, I have known. I drive alone to that part of town, to where I know I'll see you around. I'll take you right to the milkshake shop before we go to the sock hop. And we'll go back to the spot we've known. There's reward, but I'm all alone.
Well, I hope this video has been fun. I plan on uploading the whole song as well, and might actually end up giving it more than just an hour's work and roll it into a decades theme project. Do subscribe if you're interested in seeing more stuff. Until then, hey! Hope your day is Fat City, Daddy-o.